This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and so we're locking in for Tuesday's NBA games. Let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Last night's play was the correct play. We decided to go with over on Zach LaVine on PRA, and everything was going as expected. Halftime, Kings were up, I think maybe like 10 points, nothing too crazy, not like a blowout or anything, and Zach had, I want to say he had like 17 PRA at halftime, so he was on pace to hit. As you realize in the video, if you listened to everything I said, we specifically targeted him over other players because it was a Sacramento minus 1.5 spread. So we target overs in close games, we target unders in blowouts. Then Kyrie had a pretty bad knee injury, left the game, and then like everything went south. The Kings wound up winning by, I believe, like 30 points, definitely a blowout. So the entirety of the fourth quarter was just the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the bench for the Kings. And so Zach did not get any time. He finished, I think, with 27 PRA. If it wasn't a blowout, he would have easily covered. So it wasn't that it was the wrong play. The play made sense. It's just situational things happen in games, injuries to star players, and things just go south quickly. So I'm not upset about the play because it would have hit if like I said, if it was a close game, it would have easily hit, and he was on pace to hit. But you can't predict those kind of things. So it is what it is. It's not that he sucked. It's not that he missed all of his 3-point shots like Trae Young did with us a couple weeks ago. So you just have to move along. You don't need to change anything in how you're researching stuff. That play would have hit if it wasn't a blowout. Now, if there's any other housekeeping things. Again, if you are a VIP premium member of PlayerProps.ai, remember that this is now March. At the end of this month, we're going to be doing our Player Props party here in Orlando, Florida. We have all the lanyards, all the name tags, all that good stuff. If you have the ability to be in Orlando, Florida on March 29th, which is a Saturday at the end of this month, shoot me a DM as quickly as possible. I think I have one more spot left that just opened up from somebody that's no longer able to make it. First come, first served. You need to send a DM, but make sure that you actually are able to come to Orlando and you're planning to come to Orlando. Just shoot me a DM because you're interested. If you actually have the ability and will be in Orlando on the 29th, or you can get to Orlando on the 29th, shoot me a DM on Discord ASAP. And yes, you can bring a +1 if you prefer it that way. But yeah, we're leaving tomorrow to go to another conference in Boston, and then we're leaving on, I think, like Monday next week to go to a different conference in New York. We're all over the place. We're busy, but hey, we're getting nominated for a ton of awards. We're winning a ton of industry awards. Things are on the up and up. Things are looking really good. So let's find something for today, and hopefully there won't be a crazy blowout. We'll see what happens. Remember, what I'm doing on screen is what you should be doing every day on your own, so you can better figure out how to best use the app. I don't do this for my convenience. I do this to show you this is things that will help you win. 15 line higher than 15, accuracy higher than 50%. These are what shows up. Giddy up top, yellow GTD. Do you remember what that means? Game time decision. What does yellow mean? Do you remember from the previous week's episodes? It means that he has a 50% chance of playing. Going down here, Bradley Beal, also GTD, 50% chance of playing. What is interesting to me is that without looking at anything else, looking at the defense first position rankings, these three players are versing defenses that give up a lot of points to their respective position. How do we know that? Because it says it right here. Cleveland is the 125th worst. Houston is the 116th worst. Out of 150, Clippers are the 114th worst. Two of these players have a GTD tag. One of these players does not. Two of these players have the books not agreeing with the side, which is the second step of your trifecta check. The books are saying Josh Giddey under because they said over plus 100. The books are saying Bradley Beal under because they're saying over minus 105. So if we're doing the trifecta check, is it 15 plus? Yes. Do the books agree? Not with Giddey, not with Beal. With Halliburton, yes. Minus 120, 54.55% implied chance. Then we go to the next part of the trifecta check was, is the difference high enough? 3.8%, no. He doesn't even have a full 1.0 difference from his points to his projection. Tyrese Halliburton has also been on my fantasy team all year, and he's my first round pick at the end of the first round, and he's been garbage in terms of what everybody expected him to do this season. He's had a lot of low scoring games. I mean, there's a lot of red here. Here's the season, a lot of red. I mean, he could put up 35 points in 36 minutes like he did here against the Knicks on November 10th, but he could also get 2 points on 19 minutes like he did here against Cleveland in January of this year. I don't know if I can ever play a points play that doesn't even have a 1.0 difference between the points and the projection. It's only like, the projection's what, 0.71 higher? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip over to FanDuel and see if there's anything else that shows. No. So let's look at the unders. Jarrett Allen. I believe Mobley's not playing. Yeah, Mobley's out. He's not playing. So Jarrett Allen becomes the main. Well, he's already the main center, but he becomes more of a focus point on offense with Mobley out. Chicago is pretty decent against defending the centers, but with Mobley out, I don't want to really touch. I don't think I want to touch this at all, even though everything else looks good. I think Mobley out is scary. We'll keep this in our back pocket because everything else is good. It's 15 or higher. The books agree. The difference is 25%. It's just Mobley out is worrisome. Going down one more on the under, Jimmy Butler, who we've made a lot of money playing his unders recently. Past 3 games, he hasn't exceeded 13 points. The last time he beat this, he barely covered. He hasn't scored more than 18 points since February 21st. His head-to-head, he played the Knicks a pretty long time. Well, he was on a different team, so the head-to-head doesn't really matter. You have to pay attention to people that get traded, because the different team chemistry means a lot of stuff. I don't know. Are we going under Jimmy buckets again? Books are favoring the under. It's 15 or higher. 24% percentage difference. He can get 17 like he did in Sacramento on 221, but 32 minutes played. Let's check the lineup. Stephen Curry, game time decision. 50% chance to play because it's yellow. I wonder. And the Knicks don't suck against defending small forwards. Players playing out of this more small forward spot, even though here it says power forward, but he doesn't really play power forward. They just do a 4. They do Draymond Green, and then they just do essentially 4 guards. I think he might be in play only if Curry is playing and not limited. Man, 76ers are so banged up. So Kyle Lowry, 25% chance to play, Kyle Oubre 50, Maxey 50, Paul George 50, Justin Edwards 50. The problem is if Paul George does play and Oubre and Maxey don't, and he becomes the main guy, or the only guy that's alive for the 76ers, I feel like he can cover a 19.5 line if the offense is going through him. So I don't want to touch that either. That's why we continually add things to make it easier to make decisions. We add the defense first position rating, which is the yellow and the blue stuff, and the green stuff you see underneath the the game time, we added the team roster so you can see, oh, they actually plan to have XYZ people missing. All right, let me look at DraftKings unders. Kim Johnson. So it says Castle, who typically, I mean, sometimes he comes off the bench, sometimes he starts. But he's 50% chance to play with the yellow GTD. Vassal's in there. Let's go to spread here. So again, -4, San Antonio Spurs is the line. So it should not be a blowout. That's another thing to consider here. Hold on, let me go back to Jared Allen. I didn't look at Chicago Bulls. Oh, Vucevic is out. So this Chicago defense for center, Vooch has a lot to do with that rating. Zach Collins is not trash, but their main guy's out, so that rating isn't even worthy of being considered because their main center's not even playing. Now Cam Johnson, there's nothing roster-wise that's concerning here. It says it should be a close game because it's -4 San Antonio Spurs, but if you saw the percentage of the AI projection, the AI said it has like a 68% chance of San Antonio covering, so they think this actually may not be a close game, or as close as it should be. But San Antonio Spurs being 39th best at defending players playing out of the power forward spot in regards to allowing points, that's interesting. The fact that this guy has a lot of red the last 10 games, also interesting. This guy has, since January 19th, he's only covered 18.5 points twice, one of them being a barely with getting 19. I think this might be the play today. His last 10 games, you see here, he's only averaged 16.9 over his last 10. Yeah, I think this might be Cam Johnson under day. Accuracy is 51% through 47 games played. So now what we're going to do, now that we are leaning towards Cam Johnson, is we're going to go to our props comparison. We're going to go to Brooklyn Nets, San Antonio Spurs. We're going to find Johnson, and then what we're going to do is try to find the highest line possible. Why? Because we're going under. So on these books, you do not want to play. You want to play the 18.5, you're going under, which the best payout right now is Bet Rivers because it's -113 on the under. The second best is DraftKings, and then FanDuel pays you the least. So these two sportsbooks are definitely favoring the under. Bet Rivers is somehow favoring the over. Bet Rivers doesn't know what they're doing half the time, so take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, so that's what we're locking in. So couldn't find an over. Almost went to PRA, but I think that is more interesting than doing a PRA. A lot of checks a lot of dots, or it checks a lot of boxes, dots a lot of I's, and cross a lot of T's. That's what I meant to say. Hey, we got there. So hopefully we don't have a crazy situation like last night where the game is not exactly anywhere close to what it was supposed to happen. If you have any questions, never hesitate to ask us in the Discord. That's why we have a Discord, so you can reach out to the 15,000 plus other members of PlayerProps.ai and get any questions, whether you ask me directly, whether you ask our ambassadors, or just ask the community in general. It's the most helpful Discord in the sports betting space. If you feel like there's still something that you need to learn and you're afraid to ask, this is the Discord you want to join to get those answers, get those questions answered. Good luck, guys. Should be able to do a show tomorrow before we hop on the plane, so I'll see you then.